Lou?
You must be the guy.
Joe Martin, nice
Joe,
to meet you.
nice to meet
Thanks so
you.
much for coming,
Thanks
man.
for having me. A pleasure.
Come on in.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to a little trim.
Welcome to BigWave.
Nice. Very nice.
Hey everybody, we're here with Lou Martini Jr. You might know him as Anthony Infante from The Sopranos. And we're very honored that he came to Bigwavebarbershop for his cut.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Joe. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thanks for having me. I heard a lot of great things, but when I came into the shop and he walked me upstairs, I'm like, am I getting whacked? What's going on? I've never gone upstairs to a barbershop before.
Style.
Is that what it is? I was a little nervous, Joe.
You're going to be fine. You're going to look great.
Okay, okay. As you can see, I wear my hair short, so I really need some kind of maybe, spring cleaning.
Yep.
I guess you call it. But I heard I'm in good hands, and it's a beautiful place you got here.
Thank you so much.
How long have you been here?
3 months.
Really?
Yes.
Very nice. Very
So,
impressive. A lot of
brand
chairs.
new.
And you're going to have downstairs and upstairs.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep, and we're going to do all our filming up here.
Okay, great. I think it's a great idea for a show, man. The best of luck, and thanks for having me, man.
Thanks so much, Lou. Well, Lou's got really great hair, and we want to try to not mess with what's going on here. I mean, just a little cleanup.
Yeah, because I'm like I said, I'm up for 2 jobs with this hair that I just auditioned for. So, but a cleaning is always good,
Yep. All right, let's do it. So I think what we want to do maybe is just kind of clean up the edges here, take some of the weight out.
Right.
The right styling products. It's pretty simple.
Right. Okay.
I think we're gonna.
I trust, Joe. I trust.
Keep it simple.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit. Everyone knows you obviously from your character from The Sopranos, and I do want to get into that. I'm a huge Sopranos fan, and I love the character. I love Anthony's character. I think it's authentic because it's mixed in with the underworld that everyone wants to know about that nobody really is involved in, but. Anthony's character is kind of involved in it by default, right?
Well, that's
a family member.
Exactly. That's what drew me to the character, was because, as an Italian American in this business, you play a lot of wise guys, a lot of mobsters, a lot of dirty cops, a lot of guys that beat their wives and stuff like that, So actually, when I was offered the role of Anthony Infante, I was also up for the role of Little Carmine at the same time, which was fantastically, wonderfully played by Ray Abruzzo in the series. But I had that was my 13th audition for the show in general, so I had 12 auditions. And what drew me to the character was that it wasn't a wise guy. Like I said, Anthony is basically drawn into the world just by the coincidence that he's the New York mob boss's brother-in-law. And when if the people that watched the show remember, but for people who didn't watch the show, I became kind of like a go-between between Johnny Sack's character and James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano, when Vince Chiarotolo, again, brilliant actor, wonderful guy, love him like a brother. He was either in jail, during the 6th season when I was on, or wound up going to the hospital and then passing. So I would go talk to Vince, Johnny Sack, and then go back and run back to Tony, and I was like a go-between between those 2 characters for 5 different episodes. So it was fun.
I thought some of those scenes, in my opinion, were some of my favorite. Especially there's a standout scene when you go to the Bing and you walk in, and you could already tell that Tony's annoyed. It's like
what was
they
he
say,
annoyed, right?
Anthony, Johnny Sack's brother-in-law's here, and he's kind of like, all right, let him in. And then you come in and he changes his tone quickly, and he bows and he goes, "Oh, the Lord of the Lenses."
Yes. Was. Because David Chase did not allow improv really at all.
That's what I
show.
wanted to ask. Was that did James Gandolfini improv that?
He improv that, and then from then on, every time I would make an entrance to see him, he'd call me something different. It was stuck, so it was either Lord of the Lenses or X-ray specs or something like that. He would call me, But yeah.
And then the other scene that I thought was great is when Tony's crew walks in. It's Silvio. I forgot. I can't remember exactly who else was there, but
Christopher Michael Imperioli's in the scene with
right.
Jimmy.
And they walk in, and there's some conversation that had to happen. Probably I guess Anthony's eyeglass store was probably like the last place the feds would go, or to bug or something like that. All right. I mean, I would imagine that's probably maybe why they picked that. And then James, Tony Soprano, and they're trying on glasses, and they're asking about, he says maybe something a little bit more modern, and you wind up giving him like the most expensive pair in the shop.
Yeah.
And then he pulls the, oh, I've left my wallet.
Interesting story about that.
I'll get you next time. Did Tony ever pay that bill?
Now let me ask your opinion. I don't know if you've been around knockaround guys, but this was Jimmy's opinion, and I kind of sided with him. Before they shot that, and then also that was my first day on the job. I got hit.
Oh.
I got hit on the West Side Highway by a motorcycle in the back. I pulled over. The guy was gone. I got sent to the wrong location. So now when I finally get to set, I'm 45 minutes late. I'm thinking, okay, I'm getting fired from the biggest job I've ever booked in my life.
Oh my God.
But thank God I walked in and Jimmy was like, we heard what happened. Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Open arms, man. Open arms. It was really a wonderful experience. But with that scene, Jimmy said, look, here's my problem. I'm a mob boss. I'm not going to steal from just a common guy that's trying to run a business.
Right.
You know?
I feel like that was more of a message.
Well,
I'm in control now. Like Johnny is in prison. He's vulnerable, right? Was Johnny Sack in prison at that point?
That's a great thought.
That's what I got from that scene, was that he's just saying,
you should have been on set that day, because that's a great thought.
Yeah, I'm in charge now. Johnny Sack is, he was left as the acting boss when Carmine Sr. passes, right? And then now, Tony could have went down with him too. It was very close, right? And then later on with the gun that was dropped, he almost went down again for the same thing.
Do you write? You should be a writer. You should start
I'm
writing some
I'm just a geek. I'm a big pop culture. Talking to you right now about this stuff gives me so much joy.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a pop culture fan.
Nice.
I love this stuff.
Well, they had a big discussion on set because Jimmy's point was, listen, I'm a boss. I'm not going to steal sunglasses from the guy. I'd pay for the freaking sunglasses if I wanted them. So if you go back and watch that episode now, they had a huge discussion with the writers and stuff like that. Jimmy played it. Like I said, if you go back and watch it now, maybe he really did leave his wallet in the car.
Right.
Go watch it again now.
Okay.
And think that about maybe he really did leave his wallet in the car. But your point, I've never heard that point referenced before. About a total power play.
I mean, what's a $200 pair of glasses to Tony Soprano? The guy was gambling $100K a pop. Later on in the seasons. Remember when he was on that losing streak?
Yeah.
It's like he has no reason to steal a pair of glasses just for the material aspect of it. But I just felt like now it's like Johnny left Anthony in charge of his communication. He doesn't trust Phil. And now he needs a friend on the inside.
You're right. You're a super fan because you know all the backstories and everything. Wow.
Well, also too, I mean, like later on, when you go and see him at the Bing and you relay the message to Tony that John's having the liquidity problems. He has a partner in a construction thing in New Orleans. That whole scene, and when you tell him that Phil Leotardo should not be involved,
right?
Tony's face kind of lights up a little bit, and he realizes how much leverage he has now. He also is surprised that he's going over Phil's head and coming to Tony. Are you listening
to this? Joe is on point. Wow. Sorry for yelling. You get me excited.
I told you I'm a big fan.
You are. And I just got voted a scene, maybe the favorite scene that I got to do with Vince was we did a scene where he was in prison, and I go to the prison and I try to talk to him in code. Do you remember that scene? The coffee with the chicory and the stuff behind the pole.
He wants 10 cups, not 7.
Yeah. We had such a blast doing that. And I don't know what magazine.
I suck at this. I suck at this stuff.
AS. That scene just got voted one of the 10 funniest scenes in The Sopranos.
It's hilarious. So as much as I love talking about The Sopranos, right? I want you to take me back to the beginning a little bit here. Okay.
Like the beginning, the day I was born.
Yeah, a little.
My mom was dying of rheumatic fever, and I was supposed to be stillborn. I mean, that beginning.
Oh, okay.
Is that wild?
Not to drop the mood.
No, but true story. My mom had rheumatic fever, and back in the day, rheumatic fever was a big deal.
Yeah.
And from what I hear, the doctor told my dad, they were like, okay, well, it looks like we can only save one. We can only save your wife or save the baby. Which one do you want to save? And of course, my dad was like, listen, I can have another kid, unfortunately. You got to save my wife.
Of course.
So they made sure that she survived the birth, and thank God, I came out yapping, and I haven't shut up since, right, Frank? I have not shut up since.
Yeah, I mean, what would the Sopranos been had that not happened, right?
There would be no coffee with the chicory.
No, or no Lord of the Lenses. So no, I want to ask you a little bit about the earlier days, right?
Okay.
Because there's some interesting stuff going on.
Okay.
So
you did your homework, Joe? You did your
well,
homework?
listen, like I told you, I'm a big pop culture fan. Obviously, I don't want to sound like an idiot here.
Right.
either
Okay.
While we're talking, so
Well, we'll pass that point, Joe, but we'll move on. No,
I'm sorry, I'm doing my best.
I kid. You're doing great.
All right, so it's the 1960s, right? You're a little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your father is a working character actor, right?
Correct.
Okay, so he's in the business, right?
Correct.
So now you're a little kid, right? You land these roles. You're working with major stars. Mary Tyler Moore. You're in a
Correct.
movie with Mary.
My first speaking part with Mary Tyler Moore.
You're in a movie with Barbara Streisand, right?
Correct.
Okay, so now it's 1972. Okay, you're what, 12?
Well, we shot, if you're going to go
71.
into the Godfather world,
Right.
yeah, we shot that in 70 and 71. So when I shot
so
in
you're
70,
10.
late I was 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're part of a movie that winds up becoming the most iconic movie of all time. Let's just face it, right?
A blessing. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It was a blessing for me, but unfortunately, that was my dad's second to last movie. He was suffering with cancer, and he passed away shortly after that. Actually, what happened is he actually shot one day as Luca Brasi. He was hired to play Luca Brasi, which was...
Wait a minute. Okay, all right. So I just watched The Offer.
Yes,
on
they
Paramount.
talk about it in The Offering, and I jumped off the couch when I heard it.
So Lou Ferrigno, who plays Luca
Lenny
Brasi's
Montana,
character,
right.
he was part of Columbo's crew in that show, right?
Right.
Played by Lou Ferrigno. So the guy that they're talking about that passed away, that Lou Ferrigno's character, the Columbo guy, right? The soldier that was... They were
Brasi.
saying, where are we going to find a 6-foot-something huge Italian guy by next week? Because the original actor
Which
passed
didn't
away.
make sense to me because my dad was little.
That was your dad.
My dad was built like a fire plug, though. He was in really, really good shape, but he was only 5'11", so I don't know. They exaggerated.
So I'm only
he
going
wasn't
by
a giant
what I,
of a man.
I'm only
at
going
all.
by what I remember in the show, but I
Yeah.
do remember them talking about how the actor that was supposed to play Luca Brasi passed away, and they needed to find someone, and this guy was on set, and
Yep.
they gave him the lines, and he couldn't read.
Yep.
And that's why they wrote it in where
That's
he's
exactly.
rehearsing for the Don outside. That was all coincidental.
You got it all, Joe. You got
Wow.
it all. That's amazing. You know the whole backstory. But there's one thing you left out. There's one little thing you left
What's
out.
that?
Okay. There is one actor that had what they call principal work, lines.
Right.
At least day player work in Godfather 1 and on The Sopranos.
And that's you.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. There's a couple of guys that were in Godfather 2, like the great Dominic Chinese, was
Right.
Johnny Ola, a couple of guys.
Right.
But I'm the only one that had a speaking part in Godfather 1 and Sopranos.
What do they call him? The Sicilian messenger boy?
Who?
Johnny Ola. What
Oh,
do they
I
call
don't-
him?
I don't
They called him, right?
I don't remember.
They called him the Sicilian messenger boy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, how many people can say that? They were in the most iconic movie in history, and fast forward the clock, they're in the most iconic television show ever.
Yeah.
There's not many people that can
Not
say
many,
that.
no, not many. Like I said, there's a few guys that
So-
were in Godfather 2 that were on Sopranos.
You hit the actor's trophy with that. I mean,
And I think there's a few guys that, they consider a Goodfellas, a top 4 or 5 movie of all time. There's a bunch of guys that were Goodfellas. That were
true, and I love Goodfellas, but from
But it's
a
not The
pop
Godfather.
culture perspective,
True, it's not The Godfather.
The Godfather is it. It's the pinnacle of gangster films. It'll always be the pinnacle of gangster films. Goodfellas, yeah, was probably the pinnacle of realistic gangster films. But from a Hollywood perspective, no one ever saw anything like that before in The Godfather. And then when you read the backstory about how, from the book that Mario Puzo wrote, and how they didn't want the movie to be made, and basically Columbo had to be convinced to let the movie be made, and they were only allowed to make the movie if they didn't mention anything about the
like you said,
the mafia.
You mentioned that series, The Offer, that was on Paramount last year. It was
Very good.
brilliantly done. It was very, from my knowledge, very true to
The
what
cast
happened. Yeah,
was great. I
And
mean,
it
the
was
guy
just
that they
great.
got to play Brando, the guy that played Pacino, I mean, they were really, really good.
And what happened was when I was watching that thing, now I hadn't heard the story about my dad getting sick on the set and passing away validated by anybody in my family for years because everybody's gone. You know?
Right.
So it was always a story that I had heard, but it was never really validated to me in my adult life. So when I heard that in the show, I kid you not, I jumped off the couch like 6 feet. I was shaking like a leaf.
Yeah.
Of course, I got very emotional thinking about
Of course.
my dad. I called my one living cousin in Florida. I'm like, Sonny, you're not going to believe this. They just talked about my dad on this show, The Offering. And he reiterated, he says, yeah, well, that's exactly what happened. I'm glad they put it in the show.
Yeah.
So I got...
That was an important thing, you know?
And I got invited to the premiere and the screening and stuff. We got invited. And I was talking to Miles Teller and a bunch of people on the show.
Who was really good.
Really did a great job. The only reason they didn't say my father's name was that Al Ruddy, the producer, he didn't remember my father's name, and there was no way they couldn't find it.
So they wanted to keep it true to
the
he
didn't remember my father's name.
Right.
But it happened. It's true, you know. So, like I said, it's an amazing thing to be in the thing, but then to lose my dad at the same time.
Yeah, it's bittersweet for sure. Yeah. Were you ever just because I don't know that much detail, but did you ever get to act with your dad in a movie prior to that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So that was supposed to be the first one.
Yeah, and my dad's last movie was, I guess the last thing that we saw was French Connection.
Oh,
so I don't know how the timeline goes.
Who did he play in that movie?
I mean, definitely it's before he died, obviously. They just, like I said, he was very, very sick at the time, and he had a bunch of different operations on his throat. He had throat cancer. And at that time, when you had throat cancer, it was like you had two choices. We cut out your larynx, and you never speak again.
Right.
Or we just chop away at it. And he was like, look, I'm a singer and an actor.
Right, how am I going to...
You can't cut out the larynx.
Right.
So he was like into his 6th or 7th operation on his neck. And my dad was very good friends with Sonny Grasso, who wrote French Connection with them. Was it Nicholas Pileggi also that wrote French Connection? I forgot who wrote it.
I believe so.
So they gave my father, day player work. He was really, really sick. He's just in a small little scene in a nightclub with Tony LoBianco. And that's when he passed. Yeah, it was when he passed right after that.
Well, that was a great project to be involved with.
Oh, yeah. Again, one of my top 5 movies of all time, French Connection. Gene Hackman, who we just lost. Oh, incredible.
So present day now, right? So you have a pretty big resume, right? You do a lot.
I've been doing it since 1964.
Right. So I mean, even in the more recent times, I mean, you're in a lot of shows that I personally like as a fan. Manifest being one of them. I thought was a great show. I was a big Lost fan. I kind of got a vibe of Lost in that show. Right. Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
The Blacklist.
That one. Yeah, Blacklist.
Right.
Yeah.
The list is pretty big. I can't go through the whole thing.
Right.
What stands out to you from like more recent work that you've done since The Sopranos?
Well, it's funny. One of the things I find in this business is usually the bigger the stars I've been blessed to work with, the nicer they are and the more grounded they are. It's the mid-level people who think they're stars that if they walk down the street, nobody would know who they were. Right. That treat you like garbage and stuff, you know? So recently I just worked with, for the second time, I worked with Anne Hathaway. She has a movie coming out called Verity.
Okay. I heard,
Yeah, and I just had a really, really funny scene with her and Josh Hartnett playing their limo driver. And that was really fun. That was really fun.
Josh Hartnett reminds me of like a young Harrison Ford.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. And he looks exactly the same. He looks
like him too. Yeah.
He has not aged.
Yep.
And this is a big movie for him because he did that movie where he was like a serial killer last year. Remember that thing? And that kind of put him back on the map. So
he was big in the 90s when he was coming up, and now he made a comeback.
This is a big comeback for him, so I hope it's a big hit from this good guy.
Well, Anne Hathaway's a massive talent as well.
And she's a Jersey girl.
Yep.
Jersey girl. She's a doll. Love her. She's great. And I just shot a show on Apple called Your Friends and Family with John Hamm. Did a guest spot on that show. That was fun. John was fun. And I have a recurring role on SVU, Law & Order. I play an attorney named, you ready for this? Ron Fredo. And they took the name, they lifted it directly from The Godfather, Fredo.
Do you think that was done on purpose?
Absolutely. I got the set, I booked the role, and it became a recurring role. I've done like 5 or 6 episodes as this character.
That's great.
And I, on the dressing room door, instead of the name that I booked it under, it was like Rob Parker or Ron Parker.
Yep.
I see there's like a sticker over the name and it says Fredo. So I'm thinking somebody's playing a joke because I know everybody on set for a long time now. And I know the director for a long time. So I go up to the director, Mike Smith, great TV director, great guy. I says, Mike, who put the Fredo sticker on my door? And this is also right around the time that, I don't know if you remember, Chris Cuomo had that deal happen in a bar where somebody
just called me Fredo.
Somebody, and he got all pissed off about it. He said,
I can't believe that guy got to him like that.
Yeah.
Where he lost his cool.
So I thought somebody was playing a joke, like calling me Fredo, you know.
Yep.
So I'm like, Mike, who put the Fredo sticker on my door? He says, no, well, your character's name now has been switched to Ron Fredo. I says, what are you talking about? He says, NBC hasn't spoken to you? I says, no. He says, you know what, we got time. Go talk to Jonathan. Jonathan is a producer, casting director, Jonathan Strauss. He was in the same building. He says, yeah, go talk to Jonathan. So I run down to Jonathan's office, and he says, I was just going up to talk to you. He says, NBC loves you and love to have you what they call, I guess, in the circuit as this recurring character, Ron Fredo. Would you want to do it? I'm like, wait, let me think about it. Yeah, of course I want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so I play Ron. I haven't done one this year yet, but I'm sure one is coming. So I play Ron Fredo on SVU. That's also great. Mariska Hargitay is great. Great crew.
I mean, that show is like a well-oiled machine, right?
Yeah. Literally, Joe, I would be in the chair like this.
Yeah.
Makeup, set. I'm out of there like in 2 hours.
Yeah. It's like well-oiled machine.
To do an interrogation.
How many seasons have they done? 35 or something like that?
They're on 26 now.
Oh wow. Okay.
They're the longest-running drama. They passed Bonanza, I believe.
Lou,
and guess how many episodes I've done now?
How many?
20. I just did my 20th.
So
crazy?
So how many episodes is that per season?
I've done 20 episodes in the family. In other words, including Law and Order, Criminal Intent, SVU.
Right.
Like SVU now, I've done 5 or 6 as Fredo. A few others as other guest spots.
Is that a lot? Is that a lot for?
I don't know anybody that's done more. So.
Lou, would you like me to trim your eyebrows?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I have to ask. Most people want me to do it, but some people are weird about it. I don't know why.
Yeah, don't shave them off.
No.
I don't know why people do that shit.
Some people are weird about it. They want to have long eyebrows, and I'm like, why?
No, I don't need those eyebrows.
Well, we're almost done. I'm just gonna texturize a couple things here and there, and I think you should be good. But I really enjoyed our conversation. I really appreciate you coming on here.
I haven't talked to somebody that is that into it. Like I said, you're a super fan, man. That's just
I could talk
you're
about
a pop
The
culture
Sopranos
guy,
all day, or movies or TV in general. Yeah, my wife and I are we just had a baby about 7 weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you so much.
That's
Our
amazing.
second daughter. And we haven't had a night out, and we had a plan, one night out 2 months in advance.
That's amazing.
But we're going to the Cobra Kai convention in Whippany, and we got our photo ops with Ralph Macchio and William Zabka.
Yeah, friends of mine. Please send in my regards.
I will. We're like I said, we're big TV and movie nerds. So
let me ask you this now, because you're a Sopranos fan, and a lot of people think Sopranos is the greatest series in the history of television, right? That's number one on a lot of people's lists.
I think so.
But let me tell you, I'll tell you why Sopranos on mine is maybe 2.
Okay.
I'll give you a show that was on a couple of years that my wife and I were mesmerized every week. Did you watch the show Ozark with Jason Bateman?
100%.
I kid you not. I was mesmerized. We were on the edge of our couch. There wasn't like 60 seconds where you could breathe.
Jason Bateman.
You were constantly waiting for the shoe to drop, right? And it was just the intensity on that show was just. I think if it's not with The Sopranos, it's right there. It's right there. I thought it was fantastic.
So the guy that plays, man, I'm blanking out on his name because I wasn't planning on talking about this with you. But the guy who plays Wendy's brother, remember Wendy's brother, the teacher?
Yes, Tom. Oh, I did a play with him back in the day.
Okay.
What is Tom's last name?
Yeah. Can somebody Google this?
Tom is amazing.
That was some of the best acting I think I've ever seen.
And you know why? And I'll tell you why.
In a movie or show. That guy's from Howell. He's from my town that I live in.
But do you want to know why, Joe?
Yes,
you want to know
I do.
The difference? Okay. Tom is a stage actor.
Okay.
I'm a stage actor.
Right.
There's a lot of TV actors that won't go near the stage.
Right.
Stage separates the men from the boys. There's
Okay.
nothing like
It's
being
live.
on stage,
Yeah,
2.5
mess
hours
it up.
in character.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing like being on stage live.
So I agree. I think it was amazing. I'm still gonna stick with The Sopranos.
Okay.
But that's just personal opinion.
No argument here.
I think that Tony Soprano and all of you guys were some of the best characters probably to ever hit the screen. And, you know, also, too, the thing that fascinated me a lot about The Sopranos, and, you know, what do you think is, what drew people so much to the show? Was it, to me, it's the mixture of the underworld and the real life stuff. Like Tony Soprano coming home and having problems with his kid and problems with his wife, and just bringing you into that underworld, but also allowing you to relate to the characters just as regular people.
It was a perfect mix of everybody loves organized crime and the mob stuff.
Right.
But the people that were watching this could relate to his everyday, real life problems.
Just the BS that you got to go through. His son,
not even the mob-related stuff, just the family stuff.
Right. And that's something that the Goodfellas didn't offer, you know. But that is something that The Godfather offered.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it was about a family. It was about, you know, a family and the struggles of immigration and politics and things like that. And I feel like that's the same chord that The Sopranos struck.
Are you a Blue Bloods fan?
I like it, yeah.
Well, that's a lot of people, their favorite part of Blue Bloods is the Sunday dinner that they have at the end of every episode.
Right.
You know, a lot of people
relate to
the Sunday dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially around here, too. If you're Italian or Jewish or whatever you are from New York or New Jersey, you're going to relate to this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, and also, too, you know, James Gandolfini's transformation from season 1 to if you watch season 1 and then you watch season 6 and you go back and like not watch so much in between, the way he developed that character, you can kind of tell he was still figuring it out a little bit in the first season.
Well, if I may,
he was younger, and then he just had it so well.
And he doesn't get nearly the respect or adulation that he deserved as an actor. I mean, like the first day on the set with the eyeglass scene.
Yep.
He was a guy. He was Jimmy. He was nice and conversational and kidding around with everybody.
And then,
but as soon as they would say rolling, Joe, I kid you not, everything changed.
Yep.
His breathing.
Yep.
His posture,
yep.
His eyes went back in his head a little bit.
Yeah,
it was an amazing thing to see.
It's on another level of acting.
Completely different guy.
Yeah, it's the subtle things. I feel like it's the subtle tones, the gestures, like you said, the posture. It's just. I watched videos.
Have you ever tried to write? Have you ever sat down and tried to write?
No, not really.
I think you've got a great imagination too.
Yeah, I did take some drama and acting in college, and okay. I always aspired to want to do it. It just didn't happen for me. You know, I was told that I was good at it too. It's just I had other things that
there's
that
a lot
were going on.
Joe, there's a lot of luck involved too. I mean, it's a very, very difficult business. I tell young actors and actresses and performers when they're starting out, if there's anything in life you want to do, anything, do that, because this is just so hard. I mean, you really have to have the soul of an artist.
Yep.
If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
It really has to be the only thing in life you want to do.
Yep.
And from when I was young, I'd love to act, but I also, for a time being, I went to school, went to college, University of Houston. I was thinking about being a sportscaster. And I got a job offer to go to Kentucky, and I said to myself, man, do I want to go to Kentucky and start my sportscasting job, career, life, or I go back to New York amongst family and friends, and I know either way is going to be a struggle, but I'll be struggling in New York amongst family and friends, and that's how I got back into the acting.
And you won't have any regrets.
None at all.
I feel like I fell into where I was supposed to fall. You know, I'm a working musician. You know, I've become a pretty crafty barber. You know, and now I'm kind of living out my fantasy of being on camera. So I'm doing it all.
Yes,
I'm very happy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All right, so Lou, we're done here. I think this looks good.
Great.
A quick.
How do I look, America? Be nice.
What do you think?
Looks good.
I didn't want to mess around with what was going on here.
Like I said, because I'm up for 2 jobs right now.
Exactly.
You know that story? Quick story about Demi Moore almost getting fired from Ghost.
No.
Because she was at the table read and she got hired. She had beautiful long hair. She shows up the first day with the short haircut. And the director was like, "Are you kidding me? This is not who I hired."
Did it have anything to do with G.I. Jane at the time?
I don't know.
That wasn't even in the same...
I don't know. I just know she showed up with the haircut. He had hired her. I heard that she was at the table read with the long hair. So in between the table read and the first day of shooting,
maybe she didn't want to do the movie. Maybe she was trying to get out of it.
Who knows? Thank God she didn't, because that's one of my favorite movies. It's a good movie. And Patrick Swayze, I miss him every day.
Great movie. Great actor, too.
Hey,
what
Joe.
a talent he was.
This was fantastic, man.
My pleasure. Thank you
Best
so
of
much.
luck with the show.
Thank
and
you.
Anthony and Frankie and the crew and the gang here.
Yep. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.